stop the sunshine.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you for joining me today for the Virgo August, I can hardly say it, the Virgo August Horoscope. Okay, so it's a bit mixed bag. We've got this continuation of the Saturn-Uranus thing going on that I've talked about so much already this year. And so it does present a couple of T-squares, and these are in your 6th, 9th and 12th houses. So I'll talk about that when we come to your in-depth horoscope. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is draw 2 cards as theme cards for you for the month, because they work in very well with your horoscope, generally speaking. At the end, I'll do a psychic channeling. Whatever comes through, comes through. Okay, so do stick around to that. All right, let's go to the board now and see what these cards have to say. All right, this is your horoscope that we'll come to in a moment. Okay, so if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell. All right, the first card. Let me see. That one is sort of sticking out more to me. They just look different, or they're just more energy when I'm supposed to, pick them. Basically, a lot of strange looking flowers in my mind's eye. I've got my eyes closed now, and there's strange looking animals and all sorts of, like I'm on another planet or something, like I'm watching a 1950s sci-fi thriller on another planet. But the thing about the flowers is that there might be moments of happiness for you this week, but they come from strange places or odd things that, normally you'd think that's weird, but it's kind of beautiful in its own way. And so, yeah, just grab those, times of happiness and contentment when you can, even in the strangest of circumstances. The card that comes up is the 7 of Swords. This has come up this morning in the picker card. This is someone moving away from a difficult situation, and as she goes, she's planting new beliefs and making them physical. So traditionally it's called the Thief in the Night card, somebody stealing from you, maybe a physical thing, but certainly your self-respect or your self-confidence. And I don't really see that because she's got these bright yellow legs, so it's more positive than that. It's about moving out of that situation and things coming up from your chakras that are opening up. And you may have memories of the past this week where you look back and say, oh, thank God that was over. So it's like stuff's being released. Something about the legs. Something about maybe there's aches and pains or strange sensations in your legs, okay? But it's all about forward movement. Also headaches. There could be some headaches this week too. From the memories, okay, but that's all right. It's positive because it's coming out of your system. All right, let's look at the second half of the month and see what comes up. I'm going to go with that one there. All right, close my eyes, get the color red. Energy, vitality, could be flashes of anger. Do watch that. Where is Mars? Here in yes, right. Okay, so Mars in your sign, and this is about your identity and you, the important things in your life, and it fills you with motivation to become a better person and to succeed, Mars here. Okay, so that's fabulous. But yeah, Mars can be irritable too. Gives you a lot of energy and motivation, but there's an irritable side as well. You might be a bit more impatient than usual. The card that comes up is the Knight of Cups, and you'll see this knight is seated on a lobster, as you normally do, and so this is about being in touch with the subconscious and also emotions, what goes on deep down in your emotions. But a newfound confidence comes with this card. It's like a young man who's got a lot of potential, the whole of his life in front of him. This could also be a young man close to you, like perhaps your son, and you can see the potential there. Okay, so it's all about him exploring the world, being quite confident, and there's a spiritual aspect to him as well. And he also can go out and have a fun time too. Okay, he knows how to have fun, which is always important. All right, so those are your two cards, Seven of Swords and Knight of Cups. So do bear those in mind. Now I'll just make this a bit bigger so you can see. We're going to talk about your horoscope now. The first thing I want to mention is these two T-squares here. So we have the Sun and Mercury in your 12th house, which I call the house of the goddess. This relates to your subconscious, okay? So Sun brings a lot of insight and wisdom, but it also brings comfort. And Mercury there too, what is it, 9? They're both 9 degrees, 36 and 34 minutes. So these are conjunct. So these are communications coming from your subconscious about, what you're supposed to do in life. Squaring Uranus in Taurus here in your 9th house. This is about expanding your life in brilliant ways that are unpredictable and making real physical effects, okay? So I even though 9th house is really not about money, I'm feeling a definite money influence here from Taurus, and this could be getting ready to make money in different ways, expanding your life. It can mean going overseas or travel, or depends what country you're in, of course. Very difficult if you're in Australia to be going overseas, unless you're going to New Zealand. I think the border's closed at the minute, but it does open and close. Maybe it's making plans for such a thing. So there's subconscious contents trying to help you through your dreams and meditations and little sort of psychic flashes you may have. This wanting to expand your life in an unusual or innovative way. Perhaps you're thinking about study, or there's a foreign connection, somebody overseas can help you. And Saturn down here in your everyday habits, your everyday work, and even your health. So this is also making a square to Uranus and these two planets here, Mercury and the Sun. Sun is a planet in astrology, by the way. And Saturn wants you to go slow. Saturn wants you to be cautious. And Saturn's saying, are you sure you want to do this? Is this a good idea? It's a pandemic. Or things like that. So it's in Aquarius. There's a lot of thinking about it. Aquarius is an air sign, not a water sign. So there's a lot of thinking about it, and perhaps you've got some negative thoughts about expansion in your life. But one thing you should know is these two planets here, Mercury and the Sun, they are moving around the horoscope, the zodiac, very, very quickly. So this is not going to last long. And the other point is that Uranus is going retrograde on the 18th of the month. So when it goes retrograde, it starts going backwards. Okay, so it appears. Let me get that right. It appears that it's going backwards in the night sky. It's not actually going backwards, and so with that, it's going to change these T-squares, and so the restrictions could come off, and so things could look much better by the end of the month. The other thing, you've got a whole lot of activity here in your sign, and it's about your belief systems, your identity, your important relationships too, because the full moon is over here in your 7th house, and they play off each other. But insight, awareness, and a new moon too brings new seeds. You planting new seeds about what you want to do in your life, how you want to change your life, and do something different, So I'll talk more about that in a minute, but let's have a look at these other aspects in your horoscope. 31st of July to the 3rd of August. Sun opposition Saturn. Okay, so you need to be a bit cautious here because It could feel like you're being overwhelmed by demands or outside pressures, okay? There could be a lot of responsibilities. Take a deep breath now and just know you don't have to be pessimistic or negative, because this is just a passing thing that's not going to last very long, just a few days, okay? Other people don't seem to be able to help you, even if they want to. And it's because you're supposed to be on your own now and have some solitary time for self-reflection, time out. That's what it's about. 9th of August is the new moon here in your sign. Okay, as I mentioned before, this is fabulous for giving you extra perception. You might be more sensitive than usual and easily affected by what's going on. So again, it's about you taking time out, and you might pick up the emotional currents of people around you, so it's like you can psychically, pick up what they're thinking or what they're on about. Being at home is probably the most helpful thing you can do now, in a supportive atmosphere if possible. Just remember that you might not be very objective at the moment, and that's okay. You don't need to be logical or rational all of the time, okay? It's not a good thing, in fact, to be overly rational. 27th of July through to the 24th of August, Saturn opposition Mercury, okay? It can be difficult for communications with large groups of people. Saturn is a social planet, and Mercury is all about communication. So if you're trying to market or promote yourself or your business, it might be difficult just now. It's just not the right time for it, because your ideas are not projecting well, and there's some obstacles around general, marketing generally. If you can just put it off to another date, that would be good. I've got a big advertising campaign coming up too. I'm not a Virgo, but I suspect that my sign will also be affected by this. But we'll find out when I come to do Libra next, because I'm a Libra. If you receive criticisms from friends or family or the authorities, it might seem unfair. It probably is unfair, but yeah, just avoid them. Turn the other cheek and move away. Okay, again, I would say have some time out if you can. Try to maintain a positive attitude. Keep working on your plan, which you can present at a more opportune moment. Don't give up on things that are important to you. 27th of July to the 24th of August, as well as Saturn opposition Mercury, we have Saturn opposition Sun. Okay, so here's Saturn here. Here's Mercury and the Sun. Remember what I was saying before, they're conjunct because they're so close together. They influence each other very strongly. And this can bring frustrations in relationships, particularly with employers, government officials, or other authority figures, such as parental figures. So this can be a difficult time. Your plans and ideals meet with opposition. See, these are in the 12th house. The 12th house is not about doing stuff. The 12th house is largely about self-reflection, getting in touch with your dreams and your energies, your energetic complexes in your subconscious, okay? So if you're trying to go out there and take on the world during this time period, that's going to be interesting. But proposals and enterprising issues and ideas can be explored, okay? So just let them ferment deep down inside you, and then they can come up naturally. Don't try to force it too hard, okay, because that's not going to work. Try to be positive again. You might find that what is happening is that there's a bit of a painful realization that some of your treasured ideals and attitudes towards religion, politics, your own personal goals and objectives need adjustment, okay? There might be some weaknesses that you now see about these organisations that you didn't see before, like the scales are falling from your eyes and the veil is being lifted and you just couldn't see it before. So old and outworn beliefs and commitments that no longer serve a purpose will die away now. But if you really believe in something, then persevere. If it's your heart telling you and your head together, they work together, okay, and it's got to be in balance. So there's got to be some logic and rationality there, some practicality, because that's what Saturn likes. Saturn doesn't like anything that's too woo-woo. So keep your feet down to earth. But you'll know, because if you've had ideas about things and you thought something was going to happen at a certain time and it didn't happen, and you know, it wasn't meant to happen. That's basically it. Okay. The good thing is, when you're working with Saturn, anything that does last a distance is going to turn out very good. It's going to be solid, and it's like building your house on very solid earth. You're not building on shifting sands with Saturn. Okay, so it'll help you mature and grow, and so it's favourable for your future. 11th of August to the 29th of August, Mercury moves into your first house. Okay, here. Where was it before? It was in your 12th, so it moves into your first house, okay, into your sign. And it's time to speak out and let your voice be heard. And I want to say across the nations. So I think that means online, that you'll be doing stuff online, especially about ideas that you've been considering or mulling over for a long time. You may be feeling more keen and alert, and you express yourself well. It's an excellent time to initiate discussions and communications. The only proviso, of course, is that you listen to other people as well. 14th of August to the 10th of September, Venus moves into your second house. This is great for your money if you're careful, but you may also be tempted to spend lavishly on special treats to make your life more comfortable and pleasant, and you may be tempted with frivolous purchases that are hard to resist. So just watch you don't overspend. It is a great time, however, to buy investments of beautiful things such as art and jewellery, and things that will be appreciated for a long time to come. 23rd of August, the full moon moves into your 7th house here, significant relationships, okay? So relationships all require attention, and so it is a good time to devote some time to your partner now, or the important people in your life. Your ties to women and your need to connect with important females is also highlighted. 21st of August to the 22nd, Sun moves into your sign here, and then you step out into the world and make a very strong statement about who you are and what you believe. People take notice of you now. If you want to make an impression, it's a fine time to do so. People recognize you, they follow your lead, okay? They don't hinder you, not as much as they normally do, perhaps. You are likely to feel more confident and vital. The only proviso here is it's not all about you all the time, so just bear that in mind. 17th of August to the 2nd of September, Jupiter squares your MC. Okay, so your MC here at the top of your chart is like your general life direction and perhaps your career. And you may seek employment or a promotion or request an increase in salary. You feel fit and ready for a better situation. A major key in helping you succeed in making a transition is improving your appearance, mannerisms and attitudes to fit the position you're going for. Sometimes, it's really weird, but sometimes how you look, that first initial impression when you walk in for the interview, it can be super important, especially when there's a lot of people that they've got to interview. So this sort of works in with the new identity. All this energy here in the first house, the new identity can help you with this influence. Be careful you're not overly confident, but likelihood of success is quite high here. Don't go overboard, that's all. You don't want to be unrealistic in these issues. 29th of August to the 5th of November, Mercury moves into your second house here of finances and things that you value. So you could have a lot of discussions and commercial transactions, discussions about your personal assets and your material security. You could be thinking about how you spend your money and manage your resources. It's an excellent time to consult with a financial planner or an accountant and get your business affairs into order. Okay, so that's your horoscope for August, Vivacious Virgos. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see for you for this month for all Virgos. Okay, what's this window here? It's night outside, but I'm staring at a window with a white frame around it. And the fact that it's night out says it's not time yet. The sun hasn't come up yet, but it's like you've risen before dawn. So it could be, 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're waiting for the sun to come up. So the window is a window of opportunity, and in a certain time period, there will be some brand new opportunities for you. You've got to grab them with both hands in that time period. Okay, if you delay, then you could miss out. This could be something simple, like you just want to buy something and it comes on sale, and you're walking past the shop and you see it's on sale, and you've got to grab it then because you know it'll be gone the next day. But it could also be to do with your career, because there is a bit here this month suggesting that there's some sort of little rumbles under the surface here in your subconscious about wanting to change your life, the direction of your life in some major way. Okay, and this is just sort of starting. Maybe it's been there for a while, but it's not quite ready yet for you to really do right at this moment. But there's planning and there's thinking and all of these other things that you can put into play, okay, for when the time is right and that sun comes up giving you the insight and awareness, then you know it's time to act. Okay, I've got blue and yellow. There's people down here. The yellow's like gold, and there's people down here and they're holding something up, and there's blue around. It's like it's in some sort of temple, or this is an ancient ritual of some description. And then they're showing me a big clock and the time's ticking, and again you're waiting. It's almost like celebrations, okay, waiting for celebrations, but there's this real spiritual aspect here. It feels like it's connected with the seasons somehow, so you do things in alignment with the seasons. Okay, so we're in winter here in Australia and the Southern Hemisphere, so this could be something that happens in the spring, or perhaps if you're in the Northern Hemispheres, it could be something that happens in your fall, because now you're in summer. Excuse me, coughing here. A lot of green has just come in, green and tangerine. Okay, so again, growth, creativity. The tangerine can be creativity or sexuality. It's that second chakra there. I feel like a heaviness. It could be like a pregnancy, giving birth to a new thing in your life. Could be an actual physical child, yes. And it could be a creative endeavour, a new piece of artwork, a new business, a new song if you're a musician or something like that. Okay, and I'm looking at the London Eye. So the thing about that is it's called London Eye. It looks out, over the countryside, and it's quite big. I've never actually been on it, but it's been there a while now. It's probably, 15, 20 years or something. If you're in the UK, you may know. But this is all about look out at all you survey. There's so much there that you can do. So lots of opportunities this month. Something about taking a ring off. There was a promise made once, and now that promise is sort of void. It's null and void. It doesn't relate to your life anymore. Okay. All right. Oh, one more thing I see just at the end is a rocket, and the engine's on, and there's all fire coming out the back here, and it's about to take off. So that's you about to take off. You're in the cockpit or the driver's seat, and it's ready to go. Okay, so not quite yet, but almost. All right, so that's it, Vivacious Virgos. I hope this was helpful for you. Have a wonderful month, and if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, have a great month. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.